He was saying to Solomon, show thyself a godly man. Now, we are going to continue on down that vein to show thyself a man. So David did not tell Solomon to be a superman or superfly or playboy, and I think some people have gotten it confused, men have gotten it confused as to what a real man is. A real man doesn't have to dress the part and look like he's $1 million, because you can look like $1 million and not be worth $1 in your spirit, in your character, in the way you conduct yourself, in the way you carry yourself. So, and also too, not to be a player. David wasn't telling Solomon that you need to be a player, boy. No, we don't need that. Nobody needs that. The world doesn't need that, and the church definitely does not need playboys in the church. But unfortunately, you do have men in the church who are playboys and players, trying to be Casanovas and smooth talkers and charmers, and some of the silly women are falling for it. And the Bible says that they're ever learning and never coming to the knowledge of the truth. You can't be following everybody that comes along with all kinds of doctrines and teachings and get caught up in how they look and what they drive and those kind of things of that nature. But we need to understand that the Bible said false prophets are going out into the world. You have a lot of false prophets, a lot of false teachers that are going out looking for their own benefits and just trying to find a silly woman. But we don't need Don Juans in the church. We need real men in the church, men of character, men that will conduct themselves in a godly way, the way that God would have us to conduct ourselves. A real man is not looking to get the milk free, but he is willing to buy the cow. He's willing to make women or make a woman honorable. He's willing to be responsible. He's willing to do what's right and to go to the altar and to do things in a godly manner. God instituted marriage, and when God gave Eve to Adam, the Bible says that Adam knew his wife. He did not give Eve to Adam to be a girlfriend or to be a playmate or to be a roommate, but he only knew her or had sexual intercourse with her when they were married. God gave Eve to him as his wife. So if she's not your wife, then you have no business taking care of business. Now, real men do what's right. Real men will marry you. Real men will not lay up with you and leave you with 10 children and never marry you, but just only want to come around when the welfare check come or when you get your check. Then finally they show up. But all the other time they're over at Sally's house and Mary's house and Jody's house. But real men would do what's right and make women honorable and respect them. It is so sad today that we have a generation that are not really looking for real men, but looking for the thugs and looking for those that would call them out of their name and they would knock them around and beat on them. And that's just a shame that that's where some of I'm going to call them ladies, but some of our ladies are today. And my nephew was trying to do the right thing and just treat women with respect. And but they did not like that in him. And finally, he was able to find a young lady that wanted just to be treated like a lady. And he got married. So I thank the Lord for that. And I met a young man the other day, and he said that when he meet women, he wants to get to know them and to build a relationship, basically. But the first thing they want to do is to go to bed. And that's a shame. But men, you're going to have to be real men and help women that are not ladies to treat them like ladies. And maybe they will come to that place where they like the way they're being treated and want to act like one. But as we go on, real men don't make these booty calls and get these hookups and so forth, because you're just a setup for STD. One day you might want to settle down. You're getting older. You want to settle down and to have a family and raise some kids. And now your body's all torn down and infected and all messed up and deteriorated and decaying, because you were not mindful of the fact that one day you might want to settle down. So don't get yourself all messed up and can't have a good life with a family and so forth and kids without infecting them. Real men don't destroy other people's marriages. Some people may, well, stolen water is sweet, but it's still sin. Now, you're not a man because you can slip in and out of somebody's back door. No. Real men don't do that. Real men do not go and destroy people's homes and marriages. Real men will do it right and get it right. Because even if you are married, and we're going to take a look at what the Bible says about adultery. We're going to take you to Proverbs chapter 6, and we'll take a look at 32. So real men don't commit adultery. They don't cheat on their wives. They're faithful. They're true. It says, but whosoever committeth adultery with a woman lacketh understanding. He that doeth it destroyeth his own soul. If you're committing adultery, you lack understanding, and you are destroying your own soul. It says, a womb and dishonor shall he get, and his reproach shall not be wiped away. That will follow you until you die. Even if your wife will still keep you, you still have a reproach that'll never go away. There will be a dishonor that will never go away. It said, for jealousy is the rage of a man, therefore he will not spare in the day of vengeance. Some people will not spare you if they ever catch you fooling around with their wife. Well, vice versa. They will not spare you. There was an individual that these individuals apparently were separated, and the wife had moved away to Florida and came back home with her boyfriend, and the husband or ex-husband found them and killed both of them. So even though she was separated from him, things still went wrong. So you can imagine if someone is not separated, what can happen. Some people will not spare you if they catch you, and the Bible is making that very clear. It says, he will not regard any ransom, neither will he rest content though thou givest many gifts. Some people don't care what you say and what you give or how you try to bribe them or make it right. They do not care. They will not accept any gifts. So you're putting yourself in danger. So, and also, you will mess up your reputation. If you have a good reputation, you're going to mess it up. Now, also, real men put their families first, but we have to understand the fact that you can't be putting everybody else first, everything else first. You can't put your job first. You can't put what you want to do first. But you should be bringing up the rear when it comes to family, in a sense of that you put yourself last and take care of your family, making sure their needs are met, making sure that they're comfortable, just doing the best you can. Some people think that being successful is having a job, making six figures, or being the CEO of the company. But if your family is neglected and is falling apart, you may be making a lot of money. You could be getting $1 million bonus every couple of years. But if your family is falling apart and not getting what they need, then you're still not successful. Alfonso Coble at sbcglobal.net.